So in this video, what we're going to be doing is adding a custom JavaScript solution into a model-driven app. The way that this solution is going to work is, let's take this model-driven app as an example. We're in a contractors section, so this is where we manage our contractors. And let's say Alex Johnson as an example. So we're going to open up this form and we have this field called alert. So let's say we want our administrators to be informed for whatever reason about any of these contractors, but the alerts need to be customized. So as soon as an administrator opens up this form, they have that information immediately accessible to them so they don't miss it. So let's say, for example, Alex is going to be on holiday for the whole of January. We can add this to the alert so the administrator knows that straight away. So you can see we've added that into the alert field. If we select save and close, and then we open up Alex's record again, straight away, that administrator is informed that Alex is on holiday for the whole of January. So it's a nice solution. It works well, but it's just to encompass the use case that we're going to be showing for this video. I do want to say, if you want access to this code, it will be available in the Powercademy Success Kit, which will be linked in the description below. So right now we're in our model-driven app, which is the Contractor Delivery Hub. And here we can keep an eye on our contractors, the contracts, the certifications our contracts have. And let's say we want to store an alert for a specific reason on a contractor. So let's open up Jane Smith. And let's say we want to store custom information on this form for whatever reason. So when an administrator comes in here, they have immediate information accessible to them. The first thing that we're going to need to do is actually have a place for the administrator to put that extra information. So we need a field on this form, basically. So what we're going to do is we're going to come into our solution. So here is where we built the contract delivery hub. And then this is the contractor form. So we're going to select this downward arrow, and then we're going to go into columns. Then in columns, we're going to go to new column. And here we're just going to type in the word alert. Make it a single line of text. Text is fine. And then we're just going to increase the maximum character count. I think 2000 is always safe. Actually, now I'm thinking about it, since it's on the top form, let's not make it super high. 200 should be good, and then we will select save. So now we've got the field here added to the solution. Let's go into the forms, go into main form, edit, and then once it has loaded, we're just going to come here, take the alert, and then drag it here in the bottom, and then save and publish. So now if I come in here, do a Control F5 to hard refresh, I can see the alert is here. So the administrators have an area to actually input the text that will be showing up as an alert. So that's the first step complete. Okay, so now I've basically got everything I need within my Power Apps solution. There's nothing stopping me from developing my JavaScript code that I need to integrate into Power Apps. So right now we're going to open ChatGPT, and I've created a custom GPT to help us with this called the Power Apps Model-Driven JavaScript Sidekick. It basically is trained on documentation on how to code for model-driven apps in relation to JavaScript. So you can use this to vibe code your script, but I do want to be very clear, do not put any code into production that you don't understand. Please make sure it's checked by someone to make sure it's safe for your organization. This is just supposed to be an accelerator rather than a replacement, but we can do it now since this is just a tutorial and we're just looking to know how to integrate JavaScript into our Power Apps. So I've already got a prompt ready, so I'm just going to paste it in here. And we're basically going to just walk through this prompt and what it's doing. It says, I need a JavaScript function for a Power Apps model-driven app form that will display an alert message to users when they open a record. The alert message should be retrieved from a field on the form called Powercademy Alert. Now, some of you might be asking, where did you get this field name from? If I open up my Power Apps form and come into the alert field over here, so right now I'm just on the form, select edit table column, advanced options, and what you need is the logical name for your JavaScript snippet. So make sure you take this. The requirements are, don't add any onload or on-change functionality, and this will be controlled via the form. I'll show you what that means in a minute. It should check if the Powercademy alert field has a value. If the field contains text, display that text in an alert dialog. If the field is empty or null, do nothing. Include error handling and add clear comments explaining each section of the code. So what I'm going to do is just send this and we're going to see what it develops for me. And you can see straight away it's developed me some code. And what I'm going to do is go into my IDE and copy this in now. So I'm in Visual Studio Code now, so what I'm going to do is go into File, New File, and I'm just going to call this alert.js, and then create new file, and then we're just going to save this on the desktop. And you can see that's opened in JavaScript. Now I'm going to go back to ChatGPT and just copy the code and paste it into my JavaScript file. Control S to save. I'm just going to delete these comments because I don't need them. And now I should have a working JavaScript snippet. So now I've got this saved. The question is, how do I take this and embed it into my model-driven app form? I'm just going to come to Solutions, go to Contractor Hub, come to Web Resources, Code. And if you don't see Web Resources and Code, just select New, More, web resource. And here is where you can upload the code that you've just developed. So we're going to select choose file. We're going to take the alert. You can see here you even get a sample of the code. It recognizes that the file type is JavaScript, and we'll just leave the name how it is. You can change the display name, and we can also add a description, and we'll select save. And you can see the file has been added here. Now we're in the contractor form, and here what we're going to do is take the file that we just added to the solution and basically add it into this form. The way that we do that is first we select this JS button here on the left-hand side, add library, and then we search for alert. Alert.js file, add, and now that's been added here, we basically have capability to tie it to any of these fields or the form itself. So what we want to do here is go into events. We're going to do this OnLoad. I always recommend, unless for very specific functionality, you run all of your form logic on load. But obviously this is on a case-by-case basis, so just make sure it makes sense. Add the event handler. The library is Powercademy alert, and the function is basically the function name, which encompasses all of this code. So in this case, it's show record alert form field. So we're just going to copy this, add it here like this, so just copy paste, and we always want to pass execution context as the first parameter. This section basically allows you to configure dynamic parts of the script, but in this case, we're not going to be using it. We're just going to select done, and then we're going to select save and publish. Now that's been published, we're going to reopen the app, do a Control F5 just for good measure as a refresh, open up one of the forms, and you can see we don't have an error, which is always good. And then here we're just going to test alert, save. And now we've added that alert. Once we open up the form, you can see straight away it's going to give me a dialog box which says test alert straight away. If I remove it and then save, go back and then open this up again, you can see nothing's going to happen. But if I do this again, and for example, we'll say this contractor has a holiday on X and Y dates. Save and close. Open it back up, you can see straight away we will have that alert show up. So very simply, this is how you embed JavaScript code into your model-driven app forms. So I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I do want to say if you want access to all of my Power Platform resources for free, these include cheat sheets, roadmap, playbooks, etc. Anything that you ever need in the Power Platform space and that's continually getting added to for completely free, you can get it using our Success Kit on this website. Just come in, pop in your information, takes 2 seconds to fill out just your name, email, what you're looking for, press submit, and then we will send you your Success Kit so you have it all accessible to you. Of course, as always, hit like if you found this useful, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.